Hello and welcome back to our Limitless Live series, where every week we explore tools and mindsets to help you create a life without limits. I'm your host, Olga Binyaminov, and this whole month of August, I want to talk about social life. Today, I picked a topic that is so misunderstood by many of us, and it's so freeing to actually get the skill and learn how to set boundaries. I want to start with a focus question, which just applies to what I want to teach you today. How do I protect my energy without pushing people away? I want you to think for a moment. When you hear the word boundaries, what comes to your mind? Be honest. Do you picture confrontation, guilt, distance? Or maybe you imagine something empowering. Type it in the chat. Now, I want to go over what boundaries are. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about letting people in, but with clarity. Boundary is not, I don't like you. It's, here is how we can keep this relationship healthy. Without without boundaries, resentment grows. Boundaries are really not barriers. They are bridges. Think about a boundary as a map. You're saying, here's where I live, here's how you can reach me, and here are the road bumps. People who love you will appreciate the clarity. People who resist boundaries, they often benefit from chaos of not having those boundaries. So when you set boundaries, you're not rejecting someone. You're inviting them into a relationship that can work for both of you. So in your life right now, where do you need more clarity? Is it at work, friendship, or just family life? Think about it as I talk about the difference between walls and boundaries. Walls are usually built from fear. They're designed to keep everyone out. Boundaries are built from love and self-respect. They're designed to keep you safe while staying connected. With walls, no one gets in. With boundaries, trust can grow. To explain this, think about a garden. Let's say you built a beautiful garden, but now you put a brick wall without gates. Nothing gets in. No friends, no sunshine, not even the good stuff. That's what a wall feels like. But now, if you have a beautiful fence with a gate instead of that brick wall, you can choose when to open it and who to let in. That's a boundary. It protects those flowers, which is your energy, your peace, your heart, while still letting life flow in and out. The goal is not to isolate ourselves, but to protect our well-being while still being opened to connections. And I want to give you that mini exercise. Think of one wall that you've built in the past because you were hurt. And we all had situations in life when we got hurt, and that taught us for the future to avoid making those mistakes. We just put a wall. Now think about this, and now think, how can you reshape this into an actually healthy boundary? I want to give you a few ways to communicate your boundaries with grace. Instead of saying things that sound accusatory, like you hurt me, change it into an I statement. I feel hurt. It's such a strong communication skill when you flip the script into an I statement in order to avoid that blame or sounding like you're blaming someone. Be clear, be kind, be consistent. You don't owe long explanations. You don't have to explain why you feel hurt. It's a fact that you feel hurt. Whether that person intended or not, that's secondary. But right now, that is your feeling. And that can work at work, with friends, with family, any place that you need to form a boundary. Let's say your manager have given you a load of work and now they're giving you some extra project. So how can you reject it with grace? You can say something instead of saying, you already gave me so much work. I'm already loaded with work. You can say, I can't take an extra project right now, but I can help brainstorm solutions. Or I can do it next week. Somehow that you're not completely closing the door. You're just saying, right now is not the time. With family and friends, if somebody just wants to spend time with you, but this is not a good time for you because you have certain things you have to finish, you can say something very soft. I love spending time with you, but I need to recharge tonight. And when you have confrontation with family and you feel that it's not going anywhere, a healthy boundary would be, I'm happy to talk about it, but not when we are both upset. Let's revisit this tomorrow. This is so much better in place of saying something that you will regret or treating the other person with disrespect. A lot of us avoid boundaries because we don't want to seem rude. And here's the secret. Boundaries are not rude. They are responsible. When you communicate them with kindness and clarity, most people will respect them. And yes, if you have never communicated boundaries and all of a sudden you do, many of your circle will start feeling weird. But those who love you will understand that and follow and respect it. Those who don't respect it, that's valuable information about that relationship. So think about those boundaries because I'm going to challenge you this week to form one healthy boundary for yourself. And that's basically how you're teaching others to treat you. You're teaching people what is okay and what is not okay. Every interaction teaches people how it's okay to treat you. If you allow repeated boundary violations and there's no consequence for that, you're basically training people to ignore your boundaries. Respect starts with self-respect. We teach people how to treat us, whether we realize it or not. Every time you say yes, when you actually meant to say no, you're showing that your needs come second. But when you calmly enforce a boundary, you're saying, my well-being matters, and I value this relationship enough to actually be honest. Remember, you cannot expect someone to honor boundaries that you've never communicated. Now, think about one small boundary that you can set this week that would make your life feel a little bit lighter. And as you think about it, just remember that boundaries are clarity, they're not rejections. Boundaries protect connections. Walls block it. We're not trying to block the connections, we're trying to create connections. So we're going to use kind, very clear communication to express our boundaries. Boundaries teach others how it's okay to treat you. Boundaries are the distance at which I can love you, but I can also love myself at the same time. They're not keeping people out. They're keeping love, respect, and peace in, and it protects your energy. So it doesn't mean you're pushing people away. It just means that you're creating space where healthy relationships can grow. And this week, I challenge you, set one boundary Communicate it clearly wherever that boundary is, and notice how it feels to choose yourself without guilt. You are worthy of a relationship where both sides can thrive. I want to invite you today to share your boundaries. Comment. Let me help you set those boundaries if you don't know how to do that. Message me. Message in the comments. Write down something you're struggling with, and I will guide you on how to set that boundary. But let's focus on this one boundary this week. I'll go live one more time because I do have a couple more topics to cover on boundaries. But for now, stay limitless and enjoy your week.